Hello, we've got another game. We're doing more testing branch stuff. We're on Tumbleweed, 3K4v4, Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. Hey, everybody's in voice comms. We got Xenophon, Vren, Captain Chaos, and Daniel on Team 1. Dramus, Hunter, Internet Explorer, and Subtle Hubris on Team 2. Things are a little different right now. There are 3 Solomons up on the branch. There's the 60 centimeter, the 58 centimeter, and the 56. The general consensus from everybody I've talked to, except for probably from Hell, is that 60 centimeter it's a little too much. So those have been hard banned on these games now. And I have requested that we see the 56, because the 58 seems to be, by my kin, just a little too strong as well, but I haven't seen that many games with it, so I want to see the 56, and if it gets, if it gets insta-deleted, then that's a good bounding box for 58 centimeter. There's no telling, though. It's Tumbleweed. It's close range, it's long range, it's mid-range, it's everything. This map's fucking great. So, you never know. Someone might round a corner with an army of rocket shuttles and just remove a battleship from existence, and we won't learn anything. Might not even see any battleships this time around. Thank you, Captain Chaos, Admiral Hargud, Solomon 56 class battleship. It's got stone walls, it's got beams, it's got 2 defender escorts that can also double as capping ships. Daniel, 250 Axford with missiles on the keel instead of the backpack. Interesting. Death. Simple, straightforward. I respect it. It's a good missile name. Got a 250 Sprinter here. But man, that is all that is on this thing. It's one 250 gun. Vren rockin' voxels? Who is this man? What happened to my Axford playing friend? Yeah, he's got voxels. Bullseye. Some VLS 1s and defenders all the way around. And 250s, of course. No fighting voxel. A couple of jamming sprinters following them along. I like it. You attach 1 sprinter to each voxel, and the triple jam can make it invisible at most meaningful ranges for any engaged. Subtle Hubris moving across the bottom of the map with a bunch of shuttles, both sides. Okay, so we're gonna put a pin in that. Get a look at that in a second as I go through these real quick. Xenophon bringing. Okay, he's brought this fleet before. It's a little like combat capping fleet. It's kind of similar to my cap game build, but a little more aggressive because it's got missiles. So it's got more like firepower and more utility. It actually looks more like the newer version of the cap fleet that I built that I haven't actually gotten the opportunity to use yet. So that's cool. That's cool. I like it. Speaking of missiles, he's got a couple going out after IE's a little gift. And these S2Hs are probably going to get lands on this. Yeah, they're definitely going to get lands on this. They won't do that much because it's a monitor, but they might be able to knock out a bulk mag. Unless this Withering Barrage of Grape Shot deals with it. Yep. Budget Sarissa. Doing work. Hunter. Plasma Liner, 100 mil. Pure 250, pure 250. And a couple 100 mils on those, actually. So, not pure. Doom, 250. And then 2 mining ship with 250s on the nose. And 1 capping vessel. That's the Internet Explorer's fleet. Dramus. Oh, man. The boys have gotten so good at being more aggressive and getting the fight started immediately. So I don't even have time to go through the fleets anymore. Dramus, 250 Cello, Aurora's Bastion, Floodlight, Bullseye, a couple of these as well. Interesting. Probably to deal with potential torpedoes. 1 Plasma Support, 250s, and an EWR on the monitor. Rather notably, there are no 450s on this team, which is unfortunate. I would have really liked to see a 450 perform against the 56 centimeter battleship. But Hunter's under the impression that 56 centimeters is just going to vanish like wet paper under 250 fire, so we'll see. That seems to be what this team is geared for. Subtle Hubris just has 10 rocket shuttles, and he's moving 2 groups of 5 onto the bottom of the map. That's about as simple as it gets, but very interesting. Could be extremely disruptive to whatever the ANS has planned. Yeah, and these are already in the ANS's natural. Their capitals have not moved out from Bravo very far. Yeah, what's up here? Okay. A Hobbit team's up on Delta. And the battleship is still above Bravo. Not even past Bravo at this point. Amazing. ANS and OSP equal on caps. ANS with a very slight score advantage, 10 points. No one's able to cap Echo of all places. Interestingly, OSP is able to just sweep on Alpha, grab it real quick with one of the rocket shuttles. Since ANS has been kind of slow to get a move on, but Echo has been a major combat line. Both teams are fighting over that. That seems to be more or less where the meta is right now on Tumbleweed. That Echo is where the big fight happens. And there's no, like, it doesn't have to be. You could go somewhere else. That just has a tendency to be how things unfold. It's kind of like how Pillars for a really long time, the big fight was Delta Echo behind the Echo Rock. Like, that's just where the big fight happened almost every single game that you played there. And it doesn't really happen over there anymore. People got tired of it and they don't go that way. It still happens sometimes, but it's not what's expected, if that makes any sense from a sort of meta perspective. Got a few that coming out here. And if these can get locks on Hunter and Dramus's vessels back here, they're going to be in big trouble. Unfortunately, going after the Ocellos, it looks like, which does have the PD to clean all of those up before they even stage. Womp womp. Such is the way of things. The Rat Brigade coming out here, engaging the Hobbits. And I think the Rats are going to come out ahead. Lonk. Not that many lands, only 2. That's good. Damn. Xenophon dodging way better than he was last game. He'd struggled a lot last time I seen him whip out this build to dodge rockets and ate a ton of them. But in one single game since then, he's doing a really good job of just avoiding rockets. Mad respect. That's very fast learning, and learning quickly is not easy to do. Well, the rockets are getting closer. It's going to steadily get more difficult to dodge, but it doesn't matter! Do these rockets not have any locks? No, they have locks. They absolutely have locks. And he's just dodging. Oh, man. Hubris has to be losing his mind. I know I would be. I'd be. This is. You'll leave the game. What? Beams coming out. Missed that many rockets. You just go, well, I guess I just don't know how to play this build. And leave. I've had this experience before in rocket shuttles. But Chaos able to get some beams on target. Downs the Black Rat. Probably going to start downing others. A lot of these are eating RPF. Fancy Rat, dead. Sewer Rat, dead. Yeah, beams are a nice little eraser tool for shuttles. Looks like the main fellowship gonna get onto Alpha, cap it. The Vulker is eating shots? No. Okay. That was a sprinter that was eating a ton of shots. And unsurprisingly, it died. I died very fast. Almost as fast as those rocket shuttles.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
Fault lines being laid around the backside of Echo. It's such a weird spot for these. I mean, if anything comes back here, it's just dead. But I don't know if anything's ever going to come back here. I guess this prevents this, like, really weird angle flank. Of course, a colossal minefield on Charlie, which is why we're at permanent 10% tie-dye. Or 10% reduction tie-dye, so 90%. Wow, and it's dropping to 80. Lovely. Yeah, I have to host and record, so my computer doesn't have a good time. And maybe if I wasn't such a broke-ass bitch, I'd invest in some better hardware, but, Well, we're taking a little bit of damage, but not that much from the voxels. Meanwhile, Hunter's Bulker is able to spit out a lot of fire down the field. Not doing that much damage, though. They have a lock,
Enemy secured zone dagger.
but I don't know if Rin's just dodging like a maniac, or if, what's going on there. More of these coming out. These look like these are track fired. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are track fired. And they're going to come up here. The Rime of Corny is going to dip down below the horizon there, and they're going to miss. Yeah, those are definitely track fired. They've got jammers on them. Nice. I like it. Oh, they track on the Fated Fury. Clonk, clonk. Getting a couple lands in the command stack. HEKP lands. Downs what I'm guessing is a birthing. Yeah, and a storage locker that can be resurrected. Good dodge. Good dodge. But took some hits. Not a bad exchange for either team. Plasma coming out of the field. Not really getting any lands on the voxels, though. Yeah, just a little bit of 250 and 100 mil fire, looks like. Yeah, some dinks. 100 mil fire. And Sheffield.
The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
The rat war over the bottom of the map for Alpha continues. Sprinters cap it, and then the shuttles cap. Well, the shuttles capped it first, and the sprinters capped it. Now the shuttles have capped it again. Another rocket duel. Does Xenophon see it? Is he going to be able to dodge? Oh! Yeah. Dodges most of the strike, but his reactor and main engine get downed, which is a colossal problem. Or, not reactor, main engine and the thing that makes the ship go, drive, get downed. Peregrine Took also eats a bunch of rockets. That thing's just dead. Woodrat killed on Alpha, not going to be able to cap it. And it's going to hold on to that. And I think most of these ships are going to get downed. Yeah, since the Legolas doesn't have a drive. Ooh, the Gimli also eating several. Man, and its drive getting taken out too. Not good. You do not want to be driveless when dealing with the rocket shuttles. That is instant death. Let's see what's going on over here. Hunter's still kind of pumping fire down the field. The northern gate taking a lot of it. No plasma, it looks like. Yeah, just 250 and 100. A little bit of plasma here on the backside.
The enemy secured zone dagger.
But oh, and there's some more. That'll show me. And that's a real problem. Axford getting plasma in the broadside and taking shots in the broadside. Huge problem. This is why you usually put guns on the mast and the keel, and then save the backpack for missiles instead of putting missiles on the keel. So you don't have to broadside. It makes you a much bigger target, much more killable target. Dramatically reduces armor angling, increases the hitbox, like the size of the thing that is facing your enemy. There's a specific word for that. And I cannot think of it, and that's going to bother me all night. Rat team moving back onto Alpha. They're going to be camping it very shortly. Annis has a really strong position on top of the map. But Northern Gate needs to yield to the Volkers. Move down, get to cover, let them push forward, and then let the beam battleships start tearing it apart. And I'm not just saying that because I want to watch the 56 centimeter armor beam battleship get shot a lot by plasma 250 and 100 mil for balancing purposes. I also think that that is a strategically sound decision. Although, with as many missiles as these bulkers have been eating, They might not be in a good shape to fight the battleship whenever they inevitably run into it. The Plump Bison. That's a good name. I think that's randomly generated too. Eating a lot of 250 fire and a little bit of 120 fire, I think, out of some of these sprinters. No, these are just the jam sprinters, right? This is Friend's team. A couple more turrets coming in, but they're gonna bonk Simon of the Rock because they were track fired, and you really don't want to be track firing your cruise missiles at long ranges. Because it does, well, it does that. You have cruise for a reason. It's there to get around rocks and direct firing your cruise missiles sort of defeats the point of them having cruise on them. In fact, you can sling direct fire missiles around rocks if you fire them in the right direction. Get them around rock at the right angle, and then they'll see the target, sniff, and stage. It's hard to do. It's really hard to do. But you can technically do that as well. Just in general, even with direct missiles, track firing your targets is not a good idea, because directs don't naturally lead their targets. You have to let them fire directly at the track whenever the fire order is given, instead of auto-leading. It's not good. Not good. And explorers spread a little bit more mines around the map. Looks like, so this is the power of these mines. You might look at this and say, wow, that's a lot of mines. I was told that mines were bad. What a dumbass. Well, you're wrong. Mines are actually quite good when used in a very particular way, and this is the way that they're used, and we're seeing that right now. Give me Glowing Sun. Can't fight effectively, but it's a sprinter, which means it has a small radar signature, and it's very fast. So, what's it good at? Going places where the enemy is not, and taking their little colored spheres away. Unfortunately, if there's so many mines that when I zoom out, I can't even tell what the fuck is on the point, it cannot get through that. It cannot cap the point.
The enemy secured zone Eclipse.
Chaos getting up here, getting good position on the battle on the 250s. He hasn't been seen. I don't think they're 100% sure where where he is. The OSP has EWR down here, but Hunter and Dramus might not have been notified of exactly where he is. And if he jumps out of this, I want to see this beam battleship tear some nerds apart. I really do. I know I'm not much of a front-line guy, but I do think the beam battleship is really, really cool. I like beam destroyers more, but they're less reliable. And so watching this thing go, surprise! You know, 200 bajillion tons of steel or however heavy it is, to that, just jump out of a corner and remove a ship from existence. It's not dead, but it's in huge trouble. Guns out, reinforced DC's out, CIC's out, engines are all jacked up, reactors all jacked up. Chaos moving on to a different target immediately, battle shorting those beams, correctly identifying the plasma ship as the most dangerous threat and doing great damage to the backside, actually knocking out the drive, bruising the reactor, and just obliterating the command stack as well with those beams. That's a big deal, because if you don't have plasma, you can't damage the big armor. At least not as effectively as you could otherwise. Here's the thing about the 56 centimeter. I think it's going to be a little more forgiving on the non-plasma front, but that is unclear. That remains to be seen. We need to test it. That's why we're on the testing branch. Crazy how that works. What a concept. Chaos hitting the plasma ship again for good measure. Sensible. Okay, now it's dead. Very nice. Very nicely done. And yeah, a little bit of B short action. So happy to see this. One of the first things that Chaos said to me when he first joined the channel, or said any game that we were playing, was like, oh, I need to battle short my beams. It's something you said in a match that I played. And he battle shorted them until they were burned out and dead. Which is not what I meant. I meant you needed to feather them carefully. And he figured that out, and he learned it. And he's actually gotten really, really good at battle shorting the exact correct amount of time to get out the damage, but not fuck yourself on the health of your beam turret. And it's just so cool to see that evolution over time. It's one of the things I really like about having a Neb-centric server.
Enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Is that when you have regulars, you start to figure out, like, you watch people, you learn how they play,
Enemy is securing zone Dagger.
and you learn how they grow too. Watch them go. That's really cool. And if you're interested in that sort of thing, come on down to Dark's Coliseum. There's a link in the description. Boom, plug. Oh. Daniel, on the other hand, having a lot of issues with these missiles. Very unfortunate. I'm ready for the battleship to take another victim. However, in the meantime, with all this focus I've been giving to the beam battleship, and presumably that the ANS has been giving to the beam battleship, the OSP has kept a lot of points. They've got Alphabet, they've got Charlie
Testing zone Boxer.
as well. They're grabbing Bravo, or no, they've got Bravo and are keeping hold of it for the time being. They're about to get Delta. ANS is in big trouble. They're only up by
Enemy secured zone Dagger.
12 points. No, 2 points. Wow. Wow. That's kind of sad, actually. My brain on being able to count to 2. So they're up by 2 points. They're now behind by 8, and that's going to start falling steadily. It's going to start falling dramatically because they have no points. They have no points at all. They're stuck at 406 score. They're working on getting Bravo, and I think they're going to get Bravo. Oh, man, maybe not. Nerdy Dog taking a lot of damage, getting shot at by the Doom and the Bandicoot Rat, which is able to just stand on Bravo and hold the point. Now, if the drive's out,
The enemy is
long.
securing zone Boxer.
Oh, man. ANS has to get something done right now, or the game is over. They're actually doing extremely well militarily. Bullied the Bulkers a lot. Have killed a lot of the shuttles. And this beam battleship is just in phenomenal position to just keep peak shooting. And I am out of water, and I'm desperately thirsty, and I've been out of water and desperately thirsty this entire cast, so we're going to look at the beam battleship here while I run to my fridge and get a drink. Okay. I was hoping this thing would have blasted something by now, but Nebulous is a slow game. Here it comes! And the Bulkers have been too busy fighting the Voxels during all this time to get turned to fight the battleship. The battleship looks like it's angling to fire at the Ocello, since it does have, well, you would assume it has 450s. Man, one of the plasma ships still alive? Yeah, the Fated Fury. I didn't realize that I brought 2 plasma vessels. That's gonna change things, because damage is gonna start stacking up on this real quick. Yeah, he's already angling his beams. He didn't even fire at the Considerate. Change targets immediately. Shoot the Fated Fury, because plasma really, it does not have the extra little bit of armor makes a huge difference, even when plasma. His beams turning ever so slowly. Slowly? Can't speak today either. Oh, it's so slow. Please fire for the love of God, Montresor. Why are beam turrets like this? This is the one downside of the beam turret, is sometimes like, look, it's aimed. It's looking directly at that vessel. They just won't fire. Yeah, Cass is switching targets now because he can't get his shit to work. Alright, now he's on hold fire. Oh, oh. Now he's having range problems. Oh man, Chaos should not be chasing these. Peeked around the corner, tried to shoot, can't get the shoot. Go back around the corner. But he's like in the open. He's getting plasma. And he's getting 250'd. Rather notably, this isn't melting like a certain someone said it would. So that's good to see. Still able to get 250 deflections. Oh god, it's gonna retreat into the minefield. It's gonna retreat into the minefield on Echo and get sprint mined. Got a lot of stone walls, got a lot of defenders, but against sprint mines, you want to kill them before they activate. So those are hybrid mines. Very dangerous. Especially coming in on that plasmid side. Although I guess plasma doesn't mean PD destroyed anymore like it used to. I need to get that out of my head. Even though it's been a long time since that day, like a couple months really. I just used it so much that it's ingrained on my bones. Yeah, ANS still 5 capped. Got some ships headed towards Delta. Couple voxels. Okay, Chaos triggering the mines on Echo. I think that was a land. That would have taken more damage than that. I don't know, maybe it was a land. Blanc. That's definitely a land. Yeah, I guess mines just don't deal that much damage, relatively speaking, to a battleship. Blanc. Okay, now it's gonna start adding up. Hugger missing a battleship. That's a new one. Yeah, this thing's just fucking dead. It's gonna slowly drift. Yeah, Chaos just dips. It's gonna slowly drift onto Echo and get fucking obliterated. Okay, entire ANS team folds. I recognize that being 5 capped for this long means the game is pretty much over. 300 points down, and they just don't have the capping power to get on everything. Xenophon lost the cap battle. Kind of an abrupt and sudden and dramatic end there. Huh. Let's go up to the wing.
Wait, those were HECP, Daniel.
What?
Your missiles were HECP.
What do you mean by HECP?
Like hybrid, like
HEKP.
P.
Yeah.
Why would you bring HEKP against OSP and you're firing at non-Ocellos?
I'm firing at a solo. I guess his radar is down.
Okay. How did you get hit? Wait, you got 8 hits, 6 hits, right?
Yeah.
Why did you only do 5,009 damage?
Small
GKP
warhead.
is pretty unreliable on anything, you know, basically unless you hit a bulker bow on or you hit an Acelo bow on, like it's not going to do much.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yes, HECP is not something to use in a broadside.
What did...
No, I don't know. Liners can kite battleships.
Hey, Chaos, by the way, I want to know, how healthy was your BB before it got hit by the mines?
Pretty healthy.
Yeah, it
It's
was-
the
it was
inner
fine.
modules. Yeah. I thought my defenders would do it, but they didn't.
Yeah, not against augers.
Yeah.
What's going on with the beams
Well,
there?
You gotta manually control it, is what I find.
I should have beamed the mines.
Before
That's what I should have done.
when the plasma
I-
shipped, you weren't
The
beaming.
The question about the beams,
I
watching
wasn't
with
in
the turret
range.
reports, yeah, it was alternating between range and mass by hull constantly. He just got caught in the wrong spot too many times.
I think I do not have the micro to play a Captain fleet like this properly because I have been doing very poorly with it.
Well, to be fair, OSP's like capping shuttles with rockets are just superior to sprinters because they can just, you know, one tap a sprinter.
That's not how that works. They're
Not sorry?
pretty
How does it work?
break even. It really is a micro battle, and whoever has the
That's
best
true. Okay,
micro
that's fair.
is gonna win.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, which
And,
means that I'm not going to because I
well-
have very poor micro.
Yeah, and it's
I
something
would
you gotta
say-
learn.
Yeah.
It's a
There is
hurdle.
more micro tax on the Springer versus the rocket shuttle, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
Yeah.
you're kidding yourself if you think it's an even matchup.
Yeah,
on
in
micro.
some ways I agree, but at the end of the day, if you get hit by one rocket, your Corvette's not having a fucking fun time.
How annoying was the jamming?
Very annoying.
Mm-hmm. I do like this little fleet. Ugh, I'm just really annoyed I couldn't turn the table. I just could not turn the table. There's so much power coming in.
Yeah, you guys also wasted a lot of time trying to fight the main fleet when all our cap ships were just taking all the points.
Well,
Yeah.
Your fleet was too centralized.
Yes.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, what's up?
Skirmish report is in the chat here for the room if you want to take a look at it for the 56 armor battleship.
Okay.
This was 56.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder to download that. It performed pretty well. I mean, it wasn't taking much fire, to be fair.
Until the end.
Until the
Even
end.
then, it wasn't a lot.
But yeah, seemed to perform pretty well. We definitely need more. I don't think that was a good example of a battleship getting shot a lot.
Larger. Is it
Sample size. Yeah.
Much needed.
New lobby gonna set up. I'll start throwing that up while I do the outro to this. Insert outro here. I actually don't have many closing thoughts. See, I know usually I go on a thing, pick something out and say, this is what's going on here, this is what's going on there. I can't think of anything other than Beam Turret makes me sad, and yeah, cap gaming is important. I think Xenophon seriously underestimates his capabilities. I really do. What map should we play, dear viewer? It's got a rotated pillars. Alright, go away. Video's over.